Okay, well, I am done with my bank right now. Now I gotta head down to the beach, see my buddy, and continue with my little testing of my camera. So yeah, gotta lower my visor. Visor lowered. Oh, there you see people driving like idiots. That was a total fucked up move that guy did. Sorry for my swearing, but it was. Some people drive like jerks. Anyway, so like I said, man, I just hope this audio is not too bad, too lousy. I know the faster I go, the more wind goes in, so not too thrilled about that. Yeah, but as comparison for riding here in the state of Florida compared to riding, like let's say California, the lane splitting thing, oh yeah, I wish we had that here. I so wish we had that here. Because people are just so dumb. They really are. You know, they're very, very stupid. But unfortunately, you know, we can't split lanes because if not, we'll get pounded by the cops, and cops are looking to pound us here. Especially for guys on sport bikes, you know. Yeah, so one of the things that I do though is when I'm coming up to a light, like let's say I see up there, like in the second car back, I see a bike there, I'll just, you know, split the lane until I get up with them, you know. And then I'll pull up next to them and just share that spot with them. And I've done that, you know, in front of the cops and stuff, and they really haven't given me too much shit. But then again, I'm, you know, look at my gear. My gear is all high-vis stuff, so they look at me and they're probably saying, "Oh, that's a conscientious rider. Look at him," which I am. I mean, don't get me wrong, but it helps when you present yourself and the cop sees you as not a problem than when they see you in other ways, because, you know, they have that perception is a very ugly word that I do not like, but people will perceive you on how you look, dress, act, eat, who you hang out with. It all goes down to the perception that it gives. So, to law enforcement, just depends. Well, maybe that's why the cops haven't, you know, gotten on me for doing small lane splitting to get up to another rider. As of yet. That still can change. Anyway, this is the I don't know if you guys can see, you probably can, the Pinellas Trail. This actually goes, it's pretty long, it goes all the way from St. Pete, downtown St. Pete, to Tarpon, and past Tarpon, so it's a pretty good trail ride. You can see nice little bridges that go over the main roads. So it's a beautiful day for a ride, but honestly I can't ride too much. I have my mom visiting me here from Puerto Rico. I mentioned that earlier, and you know, she's at the house, so gotta do the mom thing, you know. Gotta appreciate your parents while you have them here on earth, because you know, it's so sad to lose family members, and then you think about what you could have done, and you could have spent more time and stuff. Oh, look at that cute little doggy. Anyway, man, I would love to go to California. I spent a lot of time watching Derek X Baker and them guys, their videos, and I mean, I just have a ball watching these guys over there on the other side of the coast, just riding, just goofing off and having fun. Looks like so much fun, you know. I don't know, maybe I'll find some buds over here and we can do the same thing. And actually, I was considering about getting tongue-tied here. Actually, I was considering of getting a dual sport bike, so some type of on-road, off-road, nothing too big, nothing too expensive, nothing with that much power, you know, because I don't really need it, you know, just to go play. That would be great. These guys look like they have a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm going to be doing some rides and putting them up on YouTube, and these rides are going to be like further up north, kind of like the Ocala area, you know, Spring Hill. There'll be more twisties up there and more beautiful scenery. Here it's more congested. Grant you, it's beautiful here, but it's just more congested down here, and the stop and go, and as you can see, I actually have to stay at a light behind all these cars. Can't pass nobody. Can't move on up to the front. You know, it sucks. But what can you do? It is what it is. Hopefully, in the near future, they will change that law and allow, you know, us motorcyclists to do the lane space so we can cut ahead and get in front of everybody. So no specific topic here. I'm just talking. I'm trying to get used to this, you know, doing these moto vlogs, you know. At first, you know, you're gonna feel kind of silly talking to yourself. And actually, I followed TLR's advice. He said when he started motovlogging, before he even got his camera, he would just ride around and talk like if he was doing it. So I did that for a while, and it didn't help. No, I'm joking. It did help. It helped me a little bit, but you know, it's still something to get used to. So I think over time I'll get used to it and put out better videos and more entertaining videos, and you know, my subscribers will go up or not. But I'm not doing this for the money. I'm not looking to get paid, you know. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, man, I just want to record and just have fun. Enjoy my ride. That's what I want to do. Enjoy the ride. Oh, brick road. Luke, I am your father. I love these old roads, but they are not fun to ride along. They look cool as hell though, you gotta admit. Anyway, look at these beautiful houses, mansions. People live in these places. They suck. Have all that money. Spread the wealth, brothers. Spread your wealth. You ain't taking it with you when you go. Damn sure. Yep, so for you guys that are interested in moto vlogging, just do it. Just jump into it, you know. Record your memories. Record, you know, make friends, record your memories, just have fun. It's just something great to do, you know. I mean, you'll have these memories that you can look back on when you're older, and you can say, wow, I did that, or I was crazy enough to do that, or, you know, boy, was I a goofball, or whatever, you know. Show your grandchildren, your family. You know, children, just get out there and do it. Because this is so much fun. I tell you, I think I'm gonna like it. I think I'm gonna like moto vlogging. I think I'm gonna invest in more cameras, more audio, you know, and just jump into it and do it. But for now, I'm making do with what I have. So, you know, same thing with my gear. My gear is like the cheapest crap I could buy on eBay. But you know what? It's gear. And I will evolve into better gear, you know, the more I ride. I mean, I got all my, I mean, granted, I do have a bunch of leather stuff. Don't get me wrong, but it's all Harley stuff. And I love my Harley, so when I'm on my Harley, I put that on. Actually, I think I'll make a few videos on my Harley with the, I'll vlog a few videos of me being on my Harley. So that's my baby. Yeah. As for Harley, I don't know, you guys that watch these videos are probably not too familiar or interested in Harleys, but I happen to have a 2008 Harley Davidson Crossbones. It is a soft tail with a Springer front end, blacked out. The bike was actually made to look like the Harley Liberators from World War II that were used for the war. It is a replica of such bike, and it is badass. Anyway, 2008 was the first year they came out, and I got it. I mean, I didn't get it that same year, but that's the year that I got. And shoot, lost my train of thought. Anyway, 2008 was the first year they came out, and I got it 2008. And they discontinued them in 2012. So, and the only changes they ever did on that bike was really just the color scheme. That was about it. But you know, it is a beautiful bike. It was a beautiful bike. You don't see too many of them. I think it's like maybe me and some other guy that lives around that, but he really takes, you know, his looks like crap. He doesn't take care of it or nothing, so, but it's all good. So, here I go. Alright, this is my turn, Pasadena. No traffic, very little. Go this way. Anyway, so they just continue doing that bike, and that bike is just awesome. And now it's like everybody wants a bike like that because they discontinued it, and it's a rare bike. And if you have it in prestige condition, you know, it's even better. Now there are people that do all these modifications to it, you know, they change the color and stuff. No, not me. I pretty much kept it original. I added a few little, you know, accents to it, but Pretty much just left it the way it was because that's its value right there, you know. So, but I love my Harley. But I'm loving the Beamer. Even though it sucks when you have to sit in this traffic and you can't open her up, but nonetheless, I love the Beamer. Actually, I would love to have just like one of each. I'd love to have a Ninja 636. Always been one of my favorite bikes. I'm not a big fan of the GSXR. I don't know. I mean, not that there's anything wrong with the bike. It's just, I don't know. I'm just not attracted to the name, the look. Now the Ninja. Now there's a bike that I was always been attracted to. I also like the Hayabusa when it first came out. You know, it's just a big tank. But seeing the stuff that people do to the Hayabusas, it's like you make the bike look ugly. I mean, you may think it looks pretty, and yeah, I mean, beauty's in the eye of the beholder. But to me, I just don't like it. You know, but they're great bikes, you know. But, you know, I would probably change my tune if I ever sat on one and rode it, and probably be like, oh my god, this is the shit. So, ladies exercising. Going over the bridge. Onto, you know that this whole strip right here, all that there, that is part of Florida, but that is actually its own island. Yeah. And it stretches all the way down to Clearwater Beach. You know, it goes to Sand Key, Reddington, all that stretches all the way down there. And it is actually its own island. Actually, Clearwater Beach is its own island apart from this one, because you actually have to go over a bridge to go into that one. So it's like its own little island. So people don't realize that. I mean, they come over here and, you know, they're like, oh yeah, I'm Florida. Yeah, you're in Florida, but you're on a little island separate from Florida, which is pretty cool if you think about it. Hello there. Oh, I am getting to my buddy's job, so I will be turning off the camera, and then I'll turn it back on when I leave and be heading back home. Alright, buds. I'll talk to you soon. Later.